Hello, my people that I miss so much. I miss seeing your faces. I miss jumping in the door and going, hello, everybody. So, hello, everybody. Mrs. Stevens here. And today I'm doing our slide presentation. A little bit different. Something I'm learning. I have learned the past 2 weeks, I have learned my head is full of new technology ideas. Stuff I didn't even know I could even understand. I'm like, wow. So, just figuring out how to use Zoom. I did figure that out, so yay. Now this newest thing, I figured out how to play a PowerPoint, record me on it in video. I can even make the picture go away if the picture's in the way of some words or a picture, and I can bring it back. You can actually, while you're watching this, I'm not sure, because since I'm turning it into a video, I'm not sure if you can actually click and drag the picture and move the picture to a different part. But anyway, if it's in the way, I'll minimize myself. I'll minimize myself. So hopefully you guys are doing okay. Hopefully you've got lots of your sanitizer lying around. Hopefully you have Lysol. Hopefully you have toilet paper. Yeah, it's a new world we live in today, but you know what? We can do it. Hey, if Nicolas Cage can still get work, we can do anything, right? All right. So we're going to do our very final chapter of the Civil Rights Movement, and I'm probably just going to go through half of this today, and then I'll do another video. More than likely, yes, that is what I'm going to do. You're probably going, but she already did it. Well, yeah, this is all just new to me as well, so you know how I am. So we're going to talk about the protests. Basically, we're taking all those civil rights things that we talked about in the 50s, and we're taking the Vietnam War, and they're kind of meshing together because of those things that are going on in the world, the Vietnam War and all, and kids that are, now young adults, they want to do their own thing. And there's a few reasons for that as well. Sorry, I just thought I saw somebody. I'm sitting I have my own little nook here, and I'm sitting looking out the bay windows, and thought I saw a student. He's a senior, just jogged by, but I'm not sure if that was him or not. Anyway, you know me, squirrel. All right, so back to the politics of protest. Politics, we're not really talking about the president and all that stuff when it comes to politics. But we are talking about some things that the Supreme Court's going to do. We're talking about those people that we get that 26th Amendment passed. That's something, hey, if we can go fight the war in Vietnam, we should be able to vote, right? So now it lowers the age to 18. But we're talking about some other groups that are going to be very instrumental in creating movements and doing some pretty important things that we're still affected from today. And we get to talk about the hippies, man. So, yeah, I'm glad I figured this thing out today. So, what the world is like after World War II. Gosh, it seems like we've been talking about World War II for a long time. Well, because we have. A lot of peace, a lot of prosperity. Remember right after World War I, when we had all that economic boom and people were going out and living it up and having a great time and buying things like crazy, consumerism. It's sort of the same way on a larger scale now after World War II. So people are doing good. People have their own independence. People, a lot of Americans value conformity. Conformity, we talked about that when we talked about the differences between communism and capitalism. Conformity, the United States, basically people had a way of going, okay, this is normal and this we shouldn't be doing. This is okay and this is not okay. And I guess in some ways that still happens a little bit today, right? So we're going to see a group of people that are going to raise up and say, no, that's not how it should be. We should all be ourselves. And those are going to be the baby boomers. And those are the group of people that were all born right after World War II is over. Guys came home from the war, their wives missed them. Yeah, you know the picture. All right, so that's what the movement originated with. Let me minimize this so you can see this picture. A lot of kids are going to college now that before the war it wasn't, perceivable that they could even go to college. It gave students a sense of independence going to college, and this is where most of your protest movements are going to be born from. They believe that there's a lot of things that aren't right with the world, a lot of injustices in our political and social systems, and they formed what is called the New Left. Basically, the old left, when we think of the old left, we think of communism, okay? Basically, conformity, communism. The new left, hey, we think things are not free enough. There's not enough freedom going on in the world, and we're going to settle that. Free speech movement, remember that little bitty amendment that says, yeah, we have freedom of speech and freedom to gather together in groups? That's that First Amendment, right? So what's going to happen is that students not being satisfied at the University of California in Berkeley in 1964, they're going to conduct what is called a sit-in, and they're just going to sit in. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to go anywhere. I kind of used that example for you guys whenever I said, if you guys were to hold a sit-in because you didn't believe that the school did something they should be doing, what if we all met together in the foyer, the lobby by the main office, and we just sat there, and everybody just sat there? That would be what a sit-in would be. Okay. I didn't turn my mic off good. All right, so a lot of police officers are going to go in to deal with the situation with all those protesters. The Supreme Court says, dadgummit, by golly, they have the right. They have the freedom of speech, and they have the right to assemble on campus. This is going to basically set the stage for a lot more protests to come. Counterculture. Think of counterculture. Think of your hippies, man, like far out in peace and love, and let's make love, and let's not, we don't want to make war anymore. We just want to make love, not war, far out. Hey, groovy, I can dig it, yeah. You're flower people. Yes, you're flower people. You know what? This thing needs like a leaf. See if I can do this. And some grass. There we go. And how about a little, let's do school colors. Yeah, a school flower. Yay. There we go. There's your Friendship High School Tiger flower power drawing. Huh. So anyway, these people, they wanted to reject what the government was doing. The government is only, doing for some people, not for everybody. What about us? Where are our rights? Nation's not equal yet. We're talking about racially, talking about gender-wise, even though they should be. So they're going to try to fight for these things. They want it to be a utopian society. And by utopian, basically what I mean is they want it to be like heaven here on earth, okay? They're going to live together in these big groups in what we call communes, and they're going to work together, and they're going to share everything. They're going to share everything. They're going to share everything, okay? All right. And they're kind of against like your typical white-collar worker. Even though this movement kind of would die down after a few years, we still are influenced even today by the fashion, by the culture, of course, by the music. Play that funky music, what boy? Remember that song? No, you probably don't. I don't know. Not unless you listen to old songs. Musical influences. See, I miss playing the music in the classroom because when we got to this point, remember I said I was going to play a lot of rock and roll from the 60s, man. Did you do the assignment? You probably did. If not, that one where you had to pick one of those songs, we were going to do a jigsaw activity with that during school, but obviously we can't do that now. So that's why I told you just to pick one and then answer those questions. Try not to make it too much for you guys to do on a daily basis. If you ever have more than 15 minutes worth of work, please let me know and tell me it took too long. Okay. So a lot of musical artists are going to come out at this time. You've got your Bob Dylan, you have your Jimi Hendrix, and you've probably all heard of, if not all of these, most of them, right? There's Janis Joplin, and then The Who. Of course, if you watch CSI, all the CSIs, those are all the Who songs. Those are actual Who songs that they played, just in case you didn't know that. Let's move on. In 1969, all these people are going to get together. All these counterculture people, all these hippies, man, they're going to get together, man, and they're going to, like, you know, listen to music for 4 days. And I was going to show you a video clip of people at Woodstock dancing, because, I don't know, you mix substances, and no offense, because I'm white, and mix substances, and you mix white people together in big groups like that with all this freedom, and they don't know how to dance. I was going to show you videos, but anyway. They're going to get together in this little farm in upstate New York and listen to a lot of and a lot of mainstream artists like Jimi Hendrix, okay? He's famous for playing that national anthem there. They're, right? So we're going to hear a lot of protest music. Those songs that you did for that assignment, those were examples of protest songs during this time. It was explained Rocky's being married to old music, and the offspring is protest. Yeah, so that's basically what that was described as. Another movement we're going to see, and this will be the last one I talk about today, the feminist movement. Women want their rights. They can vote now. They have been able to vote since 1920. They cut their hair. They're a little bit more freer. Now they want even more freedom, because they want to be just as free as their male counterparts. Half of all married women were part of the paid workforce at this time. We're going to see the Equal Pay Act get passed, because women were not getting paid the same amount of money as men were in their jobs. So they're going to try to do that. Do women today get paid as much as men? You know, I would argue, and I would like to see a study of this. I'd like to see a study of, depends on what job it is. You know what I mean? So I think in some situations, yes. I think in other situations, no. But I've not done that study. So a lady named Betty Friedman, she's the author of The Feminine Mystique, and it's a book, and she's going to help the women and she's going to help other women get together and fight for women's rights. Equal Rights Amendment to the Constitution is going to get passed. The organization of this is called NOW, or the National Organization for Women, and you might have still heard about that even today. They want equality in education, okay? And I'm not going to go over this slide. If you want to check into this slide a little bit later, feel free. You're more than welcome to go back and read any of these slides. So that is all I'm going to do today. I'm at 13 in 13 seconds, and so that's your video for today, okay? If you have any questions, guys, feel free, send me a Schoology message, email me. I like this, but I also want us to get together at least once a week on Zoom so I could see you as well, okay? Because I miss you guys. It's definitely not the same, and I know it's not the same for you guys as well. Yeah, don't forget, hold on to your hand sanitizer, take it with you. I take mine with me everywhere I go. Be safe out there, be careful. Remember, life happens. Bye guys, love you.